The next time you're on a flight, be considerate and avoid these beverages. The flight attendants working the flight may find some of them a hassle, while others, they'd prefer you not order for your own good. Diet sodas, particularly Diet Coke, are infamous among flight attendants. The reason is that they fizz for too long. When you open a soda, the highly pressurized carbon dioxide inside escapes into the lower pressure air, which creates the bubbles. At higher altitudes, where the pressure difference is greater, sodas fizz more and go flat faster. Regular Coca-Cola isn't as fizzy as Diet Coke, as its higher sugar content makes its bubbles weaker and pop faster. This extra fizz can slow down the entire service process for everybody. There is a trick that flight attendants use to speed up this process by flipping the entire can upside down to reduce pouring time and flatten the bubbles. Still, the time that it takes for the fizz to settle can be frustrating for both the crew and the next thirsty passenger. If you absolutely must get your Diet Coke fix, ask for the entire can. That way, you can get a glass with ice and then wait for the fizz to calm down yourself.
Simmer down now.
When you're tens of thousands of feet up in the sky, the dry air and cabin pressure change how your senses function. Flavors of sweetness and saltiness are dulled by nearly 30%, thus driving your cravings for certain foods and drinks. Alas, all that sugar, salt, and artificial flavoring can lead to headaches and nausea, make you feel more dehydrated, increase feet swelling, and exacerbate jet lag symptoms. A Bloody Mary is a favorite on flights, partly because altitude-modified taste buds love something that's chock full of sodium. However, that's the last thing you need. In general, sodas, juices, and any drinks with high sugar or salt content are best avoided. However, we can't blame you if plain water is too boring and you need a little hint of flavor. With that in mind, consider packing some vitamin C packets, water-enhancing drops, electrolyte powder, or any other kind of healthy water-flavoring mixes. They'll give you that tasty alternative you're craving, but without all the sugar. Plus, if they contain antioxidants and vitamins, you get added health benefits that your body desperately needs in the immune-compromising cabin environment. Some wine, or maybe a whiskey on the rocks, is certainly a common drink choice upon takeoff. However, an in-flight buzz is something flight attendants strongly advise against. For one thing, alcohol is a diuretic, which means they make you become dehydrated quicker and have to pee more often. Second, due to the altitude of the cabin, barometric pressure is lower, so your body's ability to absorb oxygen is diminished. And a lowered level of oxygen in the blood can make you feel drunk a lot quicker than usual. While enjoying a drink or two on a plane isn't uncommon, excessive alcohol requests can be concerning. In addition to the health risks, overconsumption of alcohol can also potentially lead to disruptive behavior. Flight attendants are trained to handle such situations, but they prefer to avoid them by moderating alcohol service. First-class passengers are especially notorious for ordering doubles and triples because they're free. Generally, a 2-drink maximum for the entire flight is advised. Being that drunk person on the plane is not a good look, and landing with a hangover is even worse.
Would you like a little whiskey, ma'am?
Certainly not.
While some airlines offer a range of alcoholic beverages, specific cocktail requests can be problematic. The limited space and resources on a plane mean that flight attendants can't always accommodate complicated orders. In general, we recommend waiting to indulge with a celebratory drink once you arrive at your destination. Asking for a glass of tap water might sound like a reasonable choice, but trouble lurks behind the innocence. While airplanes do have water tanks that are periodically filled and are supposed to be regularly sanitized, some reports have raised concerns. As it turns out, these tanks can be a breeding ground for bacteria, primarily because they're not cleaned as frequently as they should be. According to a 2019 airline water study, various major and regional American carriers had tap water contaminated with E. coli and coliform. Another issue is the potential for contamination during the refilling process. The municipal water sources at local airports and the equipment used to fill these tanks might not always meet the highest sanitation standards. The Environmental Protection Agency has established guidelines under the Aircraft Drinking Water Rule to ensure safe drinking water on aircrafts. However, compliance and enforcement of these regulations can vary, and not all airlines or countries may strictly adhere to them. Considering all this, it's probably best to avoid tap water on planes. This also includes avoiding beverages made with tap water, like tea or coffee. Instead, opt for bottled water, which is often served complimentary, or you can always refill or purchase some at the airport prior to takeoff. The one and only drink to rule them all is good old-fashioned water, bottled water specifically. Flying presents a unique environment for our bodies. According to the World Health Organization, one of the most notable aspects of air travel is the cabin's humidity level. It's typically much lower than what we experience in our daily lives, around 20% or less. sometimes hitting a dangerous 5%. This low humidity can lead to dehydration, which in turn can cause dry skin, fatigue, headaches, and all kinds of other problems. Drinking water is one of the most effective ways to combat all this. In contrast, alcohol, caffeine, fizzy sodas, and sugary and salty drinks can dehydrate you further and affect overall comfort during the flight. Plus, fizzy drinks make you gassy, which certainly isn't pleasant at any time, especially when you have to squeeze past a bunch of people to get to the bathroom. Sugary drinks can also cause headaches, sleep problems, and fluctuations in blood sugar levels. But water helps maintain your body's hydration levels with no adverse effects, ensuring a more comfortable and pleasant flight experience. Another reason to opt for H2O is practicality and safety. Simple beverages like water require less time and effort for flight attendants to serve, thereby making the serving process smoother and more efficient for everyone.